Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
The Audi Q7 is a large luxury SUV. Because it's aimed at a niche market, the Audi Q7 depreciates quite a bit after 5 years. While most SUVs only depreciate by around 45% to 55% after 5 years, the Audi Q7 will lose 59% of its value, according to CarEdge.com. The Audi Q7 made its debut in 2006, and for more than a decade was aimed at owners who wanted a luxurious ride with plenty of room for family travel. How reliable is the Audi Q7? The Audi Q7 is not particularly renowned for its reliability. RepairPal gave the Q7 a score of 2.5 out of 5.0, which is average. Because of its unexceptional score, the Q7 suffers from frequent visits to the mechanic and has high ownership costs. Full-size SUV owners visit mechanics for unscheduled repairs about 0.7 times a year, but Audi Q7 owners visit their mechanics an average of 0.9 times a year. On the other hand, the probability of a repair on the Q7 being serious is 13%, which is lower than the 19% average for luxury full-size SUVs. The mediocre RepairPal score is due to the fact that SUVs are generally known to have higher ownership costs and more frequent visits to the mechanic than sedans. The Audi Q7 is aimed at owners who want a luxurious ride with plenty of room for family travel. But while the Q7 will encourage owners to visit their mechanic often, its lower likelihood of having serious repairs can be attributed to the fact that, like most German brands, Audi pays particular attention to components such as the engine and transmission. Motor tends to misfire. 84 people reported that their Q7 shakes and quivers while driving and that the check engine light comes on. This tends to happen only after the engine has been started from cold. One owner had to return to the dealership 3 times to have it checked. In the end, the mechanics were unable to solve the problem. Dealers seem to have trouble diagnosing which component is faulty, as owners report that valve cleaning, spark plug replacement and new coils didn't solve the problem. As a result, many owners have expressed their frustration with the brand. Misfires may seem like an insignificant problem, but if ignored, they can cause serious damage to your engine, leading to costly engine repairs. Updating the software on the power control module was one repair that solved the problem for a handful of owners. This problem seems to occur in the Audi Q7 from 2007 to 2011. Knock sensor failure. Several owners reported that they had been alerted that their knock sensor had failed due to a check engine light. Fortunately, owners noted that no other problems occurred apart from the light being on, which is good because faulty knock sensors usually lead to poor acceleration and even engine damage. 19 owners reported this problem for Q7 models from 2007 to 2012. RepairPal technicians say one solution would be to replace the knock sensor and the bracket that attaches it to the side of the engine. You'll also need to add thermal protection material to protect the new sensor. Electrical problems caused by a leaking sunroof. There are 31 reports filed with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) of numerous electrical components such as radios, gauges and lights failing due to water leaking through the Q7 sunroof. Several owners reported that their radios suddenly stopped working because water had seeped into the amplifiers. One owner reported smelling burnt wiring after the initial short circuit caused by a trip to a car wash. He found the right rear amplifier completely soaked in water because a drain tube was running past the speakers. 2 owners reported that they had to restore their vehicle's drainage system to ensure that the leak did not occur, as well as replace the multimedia interface head unit alongside the vehicle's Bose speakers, which were not covered by warranty. One owner had to pay €800, while the other had to pay €900. The latter owner, however, saw the problem reappear several months later. This problem seems to be widespread in the 2007 Audi Q7. Since electronics and water don't mix, this problem puts passengers at risk of fire and electrocution. Some Audi Q7 owners have reported squealing brakes whenever they use them at any speed. Squealing brakes. A problem with the 2017 Q7's brakes causes them to squeak every time owners would use them at any speed. While the brakes had no operational or performance issues, the sound is quite distracting and owners reported being annoyed by it. Many owners also reported the problem to Audi, and the company said it was looking into it. This problem seems to be common in the 2017 Q7. Two owners have even decided to sue Audi. However, the automaker still maintains that the brake noise does not amount to a defect because the brakes did not fail to slow down the SUV. Audi has agreed to settle, but they continue to maintain that there's nothing wrong with the Q7. Audi's class action includes a new vehicle warranty, which covers all repairs resulting from a manufacturing defect for 4 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. But given the frequency of the problem, it's questionable how many customers will benefit from this extension, as 50,000 miles ISN. TA lot and many owners may have already exceeded that mileage. While owners have said they don't know how to fix the problem, Audi's method of fixing the problem is to replace the front brake pads and install a new lower spring in each brake capacitor so that there are 2 springs per caliper instead of 1. We hope that knowledge of these common problems will help you in your decision to buy a used Audi Q7. All SUV models tend to have a few common problems, so learning more about other drivers' experiences can help you decide whether or not an SUV is worth your while.